how things are changing. Um, it's really clear moving forward if you give it that moment to really sit in your spirit, how everything is very much in the present. And what I mean by that is, with the eclipse and then tonight's pink moon. That's why we got RC out tonight, and we have Rise of the Beast Scorponok here tonight. I'll tell you what, let me get some of that light off the background there, and we can get into this. Alright. And survival and instinct was the theme of the day with that red serpent. Tomorrow we'll move in. Ooh, tomorrow. Death, Kimi, the White World Bridger, goes right along with this energy, clearing out the old and getting back into this new phase of things. Um, we've had a lot of tune-ups, warm-ups. We've had a lot of hints. We've had a lot of ancestral energy. This is my man Thundertron, who's a pirate, no less, but still has that ancestral energy, that OG look. Sludge, which is kind of where we're at, really at the bottom of the grime. Scorpio energy don't mind getting their hands dirty. But this is the sign of the therapist as well. And, excuse me, diving in deep to the subconscious. We are in the blue night wave spell, which in layman's terms is this is a time where dreams are made to come true. It all depends on the person in question, just how far or just how much you're willing to allow those seemingly impossible miracles into your life. The heart space was cleared by our previous wave spell, the white dog. If we had the opportunity to do that kind of meditation and that kind of work, you probably felt it intuitively if you're not familiar with the calendar itself. But this is all kinds of love for self. This is speaking up for oneself, advocating for oneself, really laying the groundwork for the vibration that you're setting moving forward in this 8 year. Welcome to Taurus season. And this is where all of that energy now gets grounded, which means it's time to start writing or rewriting the script. What would you have done different? You know what I'm saying? Where are there any regrets, maybe? Anything you're holding on to that needs to be released? Great time for breathing exercises, you know what I'm saying? Just as a whole. Um, and not so much the hermit mode, but now putting things into motion. There it is, the motion of moving forward now with and there's the day, there's Dreamcatcher, and we'll see the unicorn, the pure of heart. Exactly. It's all about trusting in self right about now. There is no logic really that can be used to define where we're about to go or where we're at right now, say the least. You know what I'm saying? Get there, get there. Okay. Subconscious mind, easily influenced in the sleep. This is where the pure intentions come in. A great practice is to record your voice. And I'm telling you, this shit work. I've been doing it for the last couple, and I'm seeing the results. So this is where now I'm going back and cleaning up and putting exactly, precisely what needs to be said on this recording. You know what I mean? You got one on your phone. Put some. You can play YouTube in the background. Get you some meditation music or anything like that. It's even better. You know what I'm saying? For the sleep state, put some rain behind it, but really getting creative with that whole script of rewriting the program that's been placed, that was placed. You know what I'm saying? We've had a hell of a purge. It was a bittersweet kind of time of letting things go, letting things, burying the hatchet, uh, finding the gratitude and the lessons in all of our experience. And right now, the neighbors are going at it. It's the first time they moved in a little while ago, but they're going at it. So this is part of what's going on. It's like this a separation. You know what I'm saying? This is where we kind of clip the umbilical cord. This is where we have climbed out of the cocoon or are just freshly out of the cocoon and the wings are charged up. We've gotten all the information we've needed, the clarity that we needed, especially if we've taken that kind of time to ourselves, which is a major theme. You know what I'm saying? The last couple of weeks, especially with the retrograde here, and many other influences throughout the metaphysical sciences. You know what I'm saying? From the cards to the calendars to everything. It doesn't even matter because it seems like it was all planned to line up at this time anyway. It's kind of like if you can picture three clocks spinning at three different speeds and you start them at the same point, eventually they're all going to line back up at this one point. You know what I'm saying? And for many of us, you know, we might have thought that was 2020 shit. We might have thought that was 2013 with the end of the calendar, which really was the restart. You know what I mean? Which really got us on this thing. And what we have to remember is we're dealing with the ages, going from that Piscean into the Aquarian age, and that's a generational kind of energy. So it's going to take some time to really kick in and stick. So a couple of years just to get comfortable and come up with the ideas and reroute the programming, and then coming to the understanding of the journey and what it's meant to show you, so that you can realize that the place that you're in or you're about to be in is exactly where you need to be for your growth. First of all, your personal growth, your own expansion of the experience, as I like to say, but also taking ownership of this reality, of this matrix at this time. Really, and that's why the forgiveness and letting go of resentment and all that is so important. It's a great time to still have those conversations with people that you may have had arguments or disagreements with. This is a great time to mend the heart. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the unicorn and pure of heart is here. If you come into that space with that kind of energy, not even expecting things to go a certain way, but you just have a pure heart where you just forgiving yourself first and foremost, for whatever, you know what I mean, whether it was intentional or not. We're made to make mistakes down here. There's no getting it right. You know what I'm saying? Especially first time around on something. And that's where the learning occurs. And that's the beauty of it, because we're all translating that learning experience into such a unique way that it pushes things forward. Our understanding of the ills of society, the ills of self, and how generations play a part in all this, and how this is such a pivotal point for all of our individual legacies, but also our collective legacy. It's like, did we leave the world better when we left? Kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? Looking at the state of affairs now, it's easy to be like, well, I think we dropped the ball in this, but there's always an upheaval first. You know what I'm saying? There's always a shaking of the foundation before things change and the dust settles. And we're in the midst of all this dust settling. The truth is out. The tower has fallen on a lot of things. Our eyes are open to stuff that maybe a couple years ago we would have said was crazy. You know what I mean? We've had experiences that we've only read in books, but now having those kind of experiences under our belt, and taking the time to really get past what we were taught and get out of the loop. You know what I'm saying? The constant loop of the same old. The routine, again, that thinking, you know what I'm saying? Analysis paralysis, call it what you want. This is a time for nothing but heart and intuition to guide the way. There's no really any way you can really see past the moment. You know what I'm saying? Best we can do is gather our intentions in our heart, and push this thing forward the best we can for ourselves first and foremost. And that was, for a lot of us, the key was to get back to self, because we're no good with no for nobody else if we're not good for ourselves, right? But this is also about going back and the core of the dreams, things that really inspired you. I was in meditation last night and this quote came up, and I thank you whoever sent it, or I don't know, it might have been my higher self, but it was things that you have love for give. Where is that shit at? I gotta get right. I gotta get right. I gotta get right. Yeah. Cause see, even with this journal, it's like I see a lot of gaps and spaces. So what a time to go back now and fill in the blanks. You know what I'm saying? Stuff I couldn't figure out, and see that the story was always there. It's just certain pieces were missing in these journals. You know what I mean? Certain bits of information or understanding of situations, and the emotional part of it all. You know what I mean? Can you remember what state of being you were in when you wrote these? When you chronicled your journey, you know, if you're one of those who have dedicated yourself to documenting your journey. And if not, still great time, because I think we're going to see a lot of stuff that's really going to blow our minds. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see so much of this, people that were at the top, so to speak, and people who were getting away with so much start to take that fall. And of course, when something falls, something has to rise. And to see the ascension of many beings who were in obscurity or, you know, off to the side. There was a time for these people. They were doing the work. They were studying the books. You know what I'm saying? Diving into their lineage, their gifts and their talents, taking losses left and right because it does not compute with this artificial world that we live in. But nonetheless, now with this beautiful moon energy we're in tonight, and even with the argument across the street, you know, you would say that's not a beautiful thing, but maybe it is. Maybe it's such a beautiful thing because they've reached the end of a journey and now they get to start anew, you know what I'm saying, and heal and really follow their own individual dreams of what they really wanted, you know what I'm saying, rather than being together and miserable, you know what I'm saying. So it's the seeing the beauty and the God and everything now that makes the difference. Where before it's like ain't nothing but, you know, what they call the devil down this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Just more pain and more hurt and just passing on these traumas, and you know, girls at 13 having babies now. They're like damn near 8. You know, it's like it just gets closer and closer to the time of coming into this world. You know, the innocence is not given room to grow and flourish. Let's look at the Santa Muerte deck. Yeah, more of that forward movement. So at this time, you know, it is go time. And for many good reasons. Speaking that truth, this is that heart. Speaking the truth of the heart right here with the unicorn. Um, it's like reintroducing yourself to the world almost. You know, this is who I am. This is also that writing I was talking about, but writing from the heart. You know, maybe the script that we were writing before was out of pain. This is the things we're logged in our healing journey. You know what I'm saying? Where we had to go through the trials, but now it's like that all that is over and has been released for the most part. Let's go back and look at the script again and see the things that happened. You know, there's a lot of things that I really wish had worked out, kind of shit. You feel what I'm saying? But for certain reasons, maybe at the time, because it's all about timing, right? Certain things weren't allowed to go through, so to speak. And dreams, making a commitment to follow our dreams, making a commitment to follow our dreams. And this is also that as above, so below. This is that connection with the divine. You know what I mean? Our relationship with what we consider bigger than us. That kind of governs the energy. You know what I'm saying? and being more in line with that energy, but also realizing that being a part of that means this is an internal process going on. You know what I'm saying? You can't see it on the outside. This is what they meant by the revolution will not be televised. You couldn't see people doing the inner work, let alone see what people were going through. You know, at a time when masks were so good that you couldn't tell. But now that the mask and the veil has been lifted, there's not much going to get biased anymore. You understand? It's not to say that we're not going to have our challenges, our ups and downs, a sick day, call it what you want, but we definitely are geared for it. It's one of those things where the first time you ever seen the movie, if you ever seen the movie Riddick, in the beginning, he has to cross that lake to get to the other side, which is pretty much paradise where we're at now, right? But the creatures were in the water. That water represents memory. Those creatures represent the monsters that we would call demons or shadows, right? So what he had to do was he caught him a small demon and he injected himself slowly over a period of time with the poison itself so that the body could take on the qualities so that was no longer poisonous. You understand what I'm saying? So it was a conditioning period that we had to go through. We had to actually take the poison to become the antidote for whatever our personal situations were. You know what I mean? Some of us, it was family. For some of us, it was finance or relationships. You know what I mean? Just being in a stable home or any of these kind of challenges. We were thrust into the poison, so to speak, to become the antidote. So at this time, it's all about the heart's desire, and this is what our pink moon, hosted by RC of the Transformers, is here to, what I'm saying, emulate or symbolize, because it's all symbolism anyway. I don't care what it is. But the quote, here it is, I found it. It's everything that you love that gives everything you touch power. I said, damn. I can see how I could play with that even more, though. You know what I'm saying? And really retool that. But again, it goes back to this power within and how extremely powerful it is. You know what I'm saying? Um, just a handshake kind of thing. And sometimes we take these little, small gestures or things that we do every day lightly when actually this is so much in the realm of magicians and you know what I'm saying? Even when people rub their palms together like this for that money, this is actually a mudra from way, way, way back in the day. You understand? It's just kind of carried over fragments. And for quite a while, that's what we've been fragmented. I'm just a Taurus. I'm a Gemini, and then I'm a rising and then a moon. But damn, we're all 12. You understand? It came to that understanding that we're whole. There's nothing wrong with us, and that was one of the greater tricks is to convince us that there's something wrong with us when we're just having a human experience. You know what I mean? You're supposed to stub your toe. So you feel what pain feels like. So you appreciate the pleasure more. You know what I'm saying? That kind of energy. We really had to kind of relearn something we've already learned. It's like a reboot, you know what I'm saying? More than anything else. Because we've never lost the gifts. We've never lost the connection. It's just the apparent perception that we have or that we needed to be connected in a certain way with the divine. You were divine before you came here, kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? And with this kind of confidence, because this is really what it feels like for a lot of us, these recent cycles were meant to do was clear out all the doubt, the negativity, the perception, the stale, old, stagnant ways of thinking and doing and feeling. You know what I'm saying? Especially if there's no results to back it up. That you know what I mean? Could really say that you're living your best life, and that's where the accountability and that pride getting sacrificed and those ego deaths started to happen when you really was dead honest with yourself, when you really came to that truth, that singular truth. We're here to grow and learn and expand, and we can't do that standing still. We have to have movement. behind our dreams, our desires. There has to be that kind of a forward, not quite as reckless as this night here, but let's just say we're still getting our feet wet in this new skin. So, you know what I'm saying? It's more about the exploration than it is about. It's really just committing to the journey. You understand what I'm saying? Wherever it may take you, whatever you may learn that's new along the way, and those will be pretty much our markers because we'll come across things we are not familiar with, and that's how we'll know we're in the right place, so to speak. You know what I mean? And even if it is slightly familiar, it's not to say that we can't take it to another level. You know what I mean? You've been doing such and such for so long, then you go get your masters, and then bachelors, then you get the masters kind of thing. You're just building on a specific skill set or a love or a joy, but more so the love. You know what I mean? My love as a child, Transformers all day long. You know what I mean? But what I'm realizing now is part of my love for this is a memory because I'm a natural engineer. You know what I'm saying? I made my own helmet in a matter of days, and I didn't have any specs for it, or I just picked stuff up and kind of put it together. But it was being patient with that process. You know what I mean? It wasn't meant to be just an overnight thing. But the more we get comfortable with knowing and not knowing, you know what I'm saying? The not knowing, but just following the GPS, following the dreams, following the symbolism. The dreams, everything is symbolism down here. So decoding and meditating, you know what I'm saying? Closing your eyes and believing in miracles and wishes again, especially since we're here. You ever think about being in a stadium or at a concert with a couple thousand people? Well, times that by 10, right? And just imagine the magnitude of all that energy in there. And you think about how you were the one that got to the A. You know what I mean? We're talking miracles, very simple, very basic miracles. And our ability to embody that energy, if not line up with it. You know what I'm saying? So this is a really interesting time. It's going to be a really interesting time moving forward because it's going to require us to really be in the moment. We won't be able to rely on the old data. You know what I'm saying? We can't go off the old script of a relationship that didn't work, a job situation that didn't work. You know what I'm saying? A family or a way of a system of belief. Because you know what I'm saying? We just can't do it. It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work for us. It's kind of like the soul yearns for more, and a lot of people are kind of snapping out of that spell. It doesn't have to be like what mom and dad did. It doesn't have to be like what anybody else who's in my field or in my, whatever it is that you're focused on has done before. And nothing new under the sun or above it anyway, but the way it's expressed, oh, absolutely. Through pieces of art, you know what I mean? Through songs, through music, through food, through dance. It just doesn't matter. The way just the way you show up is all what it's all about right now. Um, Welcome in the room. I'm not sure who that is. That's the only thing I don't like about YouTube. You can see who's in the room. Unless I just don't know how to work my thing. But welcome in. Time chat some. Oh, we go live chat. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh, welcome in. But I don't see anything in there because I would pull cards. Yeah, all visible. But welcome on in. Because usually I pull cards if I'm doing a live. Oh, Lisa. Hey. How you doing tonight? There it is. But even with this is a good example because what I experienced earlier on Instagram let me know that it was time to move on from there, and I felt that. But for me, it's such a comfortable place. It's so easy. Push the button, bang, bang. All my stuff is saved. I don't have to type nothing out, kind of thing. But over here, I got to put a little bit of extra oomph into it. But there's also features I haven't touched before. So it's a whole new world. And I'm good. I'm in a place of for I don't want to say once in my life. I think the way we term things needs to change too. But let's just say for a while now, uh, it's been one of those journeys of learning to be on the receiving end of blessings. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being the blessing. And not to say that it's not an ego thing, but showing up in a giving manner, in a open hearted manner, you know. And then going through the whole cycles of all that, it's pretty interesting. The bounce back from what we would call heartbreak or disappointment, whatever we had to go through, you know what I mean? At some point in time, it might have been just abandonment issues. Mom wasn't there, or dad wasn't there, or whatever. But I could say that the journey was well worth it. So I'm in a state of gratitude with everything. Thank you for asking. And I kind of like it like this too because it gets kind of crazy on IG with all them people showing up. But even with that, with the eclipses and everything that's just passed, I think a lot of us really are aware of what we've done to ourselves, kind of in a sabotaging way. You know what I'm saying? But being able to clean that up, but also learning what love really means. And this is what the unicorn and the pure of heart is, and that's what the white dog wave spell showed us, is what love really looks like when it shows up in our lives. You know what I'm saying? How it's expressed in many different forms. Um, there is no abandonment in true love. You know what I'm saying? There is no separation in true love. It's like coming to all these and there's a certain, I don't want to say a code, but I think the word is just an understanding. You know what I'm saying? You pulled what last night there, Nicole? Welcome on in. So I didn't even see there was two in there. It says one. Okay, that's good. Which one did you pull? Mm, let's look down. And I say I'm in the mood of receiving, and it's been paying off. And I'm not going to lie, it's been kind of uncomfortable getting used to that. You know what I'm saying? Right there. But the gifts are rolling in, and the more that I keep that heart open, I'm starting to see things, and it all goes back to the value system, our worth, what we feel that we deserve, and for as a Taurus, you know what I mean. We come as a sun sign, you know what I'm saying. It's a sun sign at the soul level. Oh, you got a good, yeah. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. You know how that lines up. I can see how this and that one line up. Um, yeah, the joys of receiving, it's a whole different world. And not just it's been in so many forms. And not only that, is I've realized that I've always been receiving, but just haven't kind of seen it in that way. You know what I'm saying? On certain things. Like let's just say going out and putting your feet in the ground and receiving nurturing energy from the earth. And you know what I'm saying? Like the subtle things, just the subtle things that, we weren't taught or introduced or unaware of, that kind of thing. But with that aurora, that blue eagle, I mean, that's all about vision, you know? That's all about that vision. And the unicorn showed up here as well because, the intentions of the heart, or as tonight's moon would have us dive into our heart's desires, And I think that's why, well, I know that's why it's going to be YouTube from here on out, because I feel over here it's going to be much more of a wholesome kind of feel. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of what I did on IG, where I started, that was getting my feet wet, and it was just messy. You know what I mean? It gets messy on social media, to say the least. That's outside of the distractions and everything, but it served a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So now it's time to go to another level. Oh, absolutely, I agree with that. The joy and gratitude, because joy got to come with pain. You know, that's the other end of the scale. But gratitude is just like I don't whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely. Britt, what's going on? What's going on, Brittany? Yeah, them unicorns. And a lot of people that I met when I'm up at Jackson Square have pulled this card. And, most of these people ain't never heard of a tarot deck or whatever, never had no readings, nothing like that. But that was what was most profound about it, that all these people were in tune somehow without knowing all the science. And I think that's a beautiful thing in a lot of ways because it shows that there's a level of understanding with self. You know what I'm saying? Something going on within. And this is why I say when we get back to this truth of things, the only way I can keep people under control or pushing an agenda or whatever is to make you think something's wrong, especially with you. Something needs to be fixed. It's all your fault. You should be more accountable, more responsible. A lot of that was just some bullshit. Running game when the only thing we had to do really was get in control of our own story. That's all. And learn to define things for ourselves and really be honest with ourselves. You know what I'm talking about? Just really be honest with ourselves. So what? You know what I mean? Yeah, why not shut up? It's okay. You know what I mean? I gave you good tips tonight. It's going to be a part of the process. It's not no overnight thing. But I think we understand now, moving forward, that anything worth having is going to be a bit of a patience or, letting things run their natural course. But if we're going to reprogram ourselves even more, so let's just say we're going in to the subconscious or the subroutines of the computer. We've been given time to clear all that out, to sort the mess, to get the files in order, to debug and all that fly shit, right? Instead of looking outward, look inward. And what I mean for about that is record yourself after you write a nice new script for yourself. And the old script helps because maybe there was blanks there and now, you get to fill in the pages. Where is it at? Because I kind of wanted to illustrate that. I've been writing for years. I've been writing since maybe 20 something. I was 20 something, part of a rap group, all that kind of stuff, poetry, the whole nine. But there's gaps in a lot of the writing. You know what I mean? It might be a thought, it might be a separate idea, but there's space there now for new things to go inside that story to kind of really redo the script. And I figured the best person to convince my subconscious of that would be my black ass. So I've recorded myself after I wrote, of course, and recited these things and did it from the heart. And not only that, the recorder I have lets you play from other apps. So I had a YouTube shit going in the background with a meditation, you know what I mean? And just listen to that every night for a whole week. You understand what I'm saying? And then I switched it up and I did a different one. And then I ran that one for a week. And I'm telling you, shit works. I'm telling you right now, shit works. But let's get you a card so we can see what we're focusing on. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go past this because this is beautiful. You know what I mean? This is really beautiful. The only thing is, it's not peaches and fucking cream all the time. That's all. You know what I mean? Because if you're standing in your truth, a lot of times there's opposition. Of course, you got the naysayer, you got the people talking, right? You might be around people who are not as committed as you, who have not have the same fire as you. You know what I'm saying? So What deck you want? I got a light. What clarifying deck would you like? I got a light Sears deck, and I got the Santa Morte. Santa Morte. And I'll get you one from Fancies real quick. Just let me know which one, Sarah. I mean, Lisa. Sarah. Good Lord Almighty. Oh, that's why. Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor came to mind. A couple things came to mind, but Sarah Connor, that whole Terminator series with the whole time traveling thing. There was a book written like that had this ritual that these ladies do to heal trauma. They would put them in a trance and put them back into that traumatic experience emotionally, but this time subconsciously they would arm them and they would go back to that situation which caused pain and become the victor again, you know. So it was really reprogramming the mind. You won that battle kind of energy, you know what I'm saying, as a part of a ritual or an initiation. You know, it's just an initiation. Could you get past that shit and conquer it? And it was the same thing with the what is that movie, Riddick. We had to take the poison from the little water creatures. You know what I mean? And those little water creatures are like the demons, because that's memory that's sitting in there. You know what I mean? Big demons, little demons. But he conquered his demons and he went to the other side, so to speak. And we are definitely in the underworld. We are definitely in the underworld. Did it help? Oh, anything you do, anytime you invest in yourself, absolutely. It's just about the commitment and being consistent. This is the card for you right here. Mm, mm, and it's that Sarah Connor energy because she was a mother, but she was a fighter. You know, that just goes back to both sides being equal. But the King of Hearts. Let me see. Did you say what deck you wanted? Light Seers or the? We'll pull one from each. How about that? We'll get one from the light and one from the dark, just based on what I just said. But you know, that was meant for me. I'm gonna just state that whole channel, that whole download, and I only to say it to inspire the inspiration or the imagination that you have. It might not be through the means that I did, but there just has to be a consistency with whatever you find as a way of speaking to yourself. You understand what I'm saying? In a way where it bypasses the conscious mind and it goes into the unconscious mind. But having your voice be the higher self. You know what I mean? I'm told there's a dark cloud over me. Who told you that? And we're gonna get into it. I'm glad you said that because this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Because in this picture, it looks like it's a crown over you, not a cloud. All right, Light Seer's deck. Let's see what's on the other side of all of this, because you got the Page of Pentacles there. And then you got that Scorpio shit right here. Death and rebirth. How about that shit right there? This is a trusted friend. Okay. Well, this is where your heart comes into being. It's about the feeling. You know, it's about the feeling that you get off of that statement, how it was delivered, and whether you even believe it or not. Because if I say there is no cloud, then you say, okay, I don't feel like there's a cloud. Well, it would just take another person to come through and yeah, you want to do that? A clarification card? Yeah, just from what you say, Aurora, you had the Blue Eagle and you had the unicorn, right? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Mm, I think this is a death of. Mm, mm. I need another card. What's under this? Ah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. All right. I see what y'all saying. Okay, that's crazy. Okay. Um. First and foremost, it's always about asking the questions. So the first question was, do you feel like you're under a cloud? A dark cloud is over you. Second of all, is it the first time anybody said that or you felt that? It's more about going back to where it started, even that belief of having a dark cloud. Not all dark clouds are bad. You know what I'm saying? Especially on a hot ass day. Because you got the King of Hearts. Let me explain the King of Hearts. This is the action. This is who you are. I don't know. Which you a fire sign? It just gives a lot of energy. But whatever. We're not going to get into that. This is a person that does not look at what's on the outside. It's what's on the inside that counts. This would be the same as the King of Cups. Does not need the validation. Does not need the input from anything outside of self to make a decision or be convinced of anything. And this is goes back to what I was saying. The best person to convince my subconscious would be me. You know what I'm saying? So it goes back to that. This death and rebirth. It's like, have you gone in? Because this over here, this is my breadcrumb card, but this is my one step at a time card as well. So it really depends on where we're at. And this is more like this is the reprogramming I'm talking about, the step by step, one little coin at a time. Yep, this is my hermit card, but this hermit card is just a little bit different. And this is part of what I'm saying tonight about this whole thing that we're all going through, this upgrading of the and the expansion of the experience. This hermit card, it's more about tapping into the imagination because the hermits tend to come out with groundbreaking shit. You feel what I'm saying? Or new ideas, stuff that hasn't been heard before, stuff that sounds crazy. It it's a Virgo card, but it gives more of an Aquarian energy to me right now than anything. So my cards are designed to be whatever the times need them to be. You understand what I'm saying? Not what is agreed upon by whoever created it. You know that whole thing. It's like the whole thing with money. That's an agreement that $100 is $100. You know what I'm saying? But the worth and the value system may be different. $100 to a millionaire is not the same as $100 to a single mother of, let's just get ridiculous since we playing with shit. A single mother of 20 in the projects. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference of the value system. That 100 means a lot more to that situation. That's just the whole gist of it. You know what I'm saying? So, what is the true measure then? You understand what I'm saying? What's the true measure? Well, that can only be decided by one person, really. And I'm going to remove these because it's like her spirit say, get a reminder. It comes from within. So even if you feel a little bit down, you give yourself the grace. We all have bad days, right? Or you ask yourself the questions, what am I holding on to? And then have that show up, really taking control. Give me one more. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it feels like to me too. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, more of this coming to an end. Your cycles are wrapping up here. Your your curriculum. You understand what I'm saying? Your courses are wrapping up. This is the essay time. This is where they say flip the paper over and give us your spill on said topic or whatever, you know. But in this case, it would be you. Phoenicia, this is motivational. Feeling for am I seeing that typo? What is it? For Nisa. Yeah. Oh my goodness, are we talking about Anissa? Anissa from Atlanta? Cause my goodness, Four of Wands, Four of Wands, Four of Wands. It's all about stability. For a year, the elements. Oh, your name is Nisa. I was like, whew. I thought you knew a friend of mine who passed years ago. I was about to say it's a small world. It's getting smaller, but and that's a timing is everything. There's no coincidence that happened. But welcome in, welcome in. Britt, yeah, I get your card. I'm gonna handle Nicole real quick after I get this last part right here. Stability foundation, right? This is marriage, whatever, blah 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 blah. Right now, I'd ask you, what does this mean to you? And I wouldn't say a word because your definition of things and your I don't know how that was taken as far as the context, like the tone it was delivered in. If it was delivered out of love, like only you know that. You know what I'm saying? Shit, people could say it in a joke and still be trying to poke holes. You just never know until you know. It's just really how you feel about it, right? Because to me, that kind of sounds like you're cursed. You know what I'm saying? So even the definition might be different for them to you. You understand what I'm saying? What does a dark cloud mean? You're gloomy all the time, or you know what I'm saying? You moping around. You ain't washed your face. You know, you got coal in your eyes. Like, what is the dark? What is the darkness? You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, we all have times. We all have had those times. Some people are still having those times. You know what I mean? Reoccurring shit coming back up. No big deal. But the thing that keeps it all in perspective is that right there. You know what I mean? Can you laugh at the last stupidest shit you ever did? You know what I mean? Can you laugh at that? Can you laugh at a defeat or a loss right about now? Can you just shrug it off? You know what I'm saying? Can you see the bigger picture in it all right about now? What is all this built upon? And this is where part of your journey is going to, the next curriculum feels like you're going to build upon that truth right there. You want to build upon that. You know what I mean? Think of these are, and like I said, don't you really shouldn't take things personal either way. I tell people all the time, compliments are the same as criticism to me. Motherfucker come by and say, "Yo, your art sucks." I be like, "Thank you," and the same person, "Yo, it's the best I ever see." Thank you, same breath, no big deal. It's just attention at the end of the day. But how I feel about my work supersedes all these motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? I don't care. Really. I appreciate it. It's gratitude. You feel what I'm saying? So it's that kind of energy. Standing on that shit and being firm. But there's also a beauty to it all. There's more to offer. There's more going on. You know what I'm saying? There's all this. kind of shit right there going on. Just chilling, you know what I'm saying? Under something. Well, it's not a cloud, but it's a roof, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, whatever. But you get what I'm saying. I don't want to even beat it up too long like that because it's really about the blank slate for you. Hmm. How you feel about you. I don't mind having a bad day. I know how to handle myself though. I know I don't want to be around people because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever, for whatever reason, this too shall pass. You feel me? And put the other one around. Okay, Nicole, let's get you a clarifier. You said you wanted a clarifier for that, right? So yours was damn, I put the other ones away. Fuck. Okay, forget. We knew it was out there. It was the Ace of Swords on top of that. But you had Aurora, which is the Bat Fairy. Then you had Blue Eagle, which is the Mayan ooh, the Mayan archetype. Both of those deal with sight, but in different ways. Where Aurora is more about the flying by faith, or by us losing the ability to see forward, what's good and getting ready to happen next. There's still that GPS that's at work, that sonar. You understand? This is when your hearing gets better. You know what I'm saying? This is when you smell better because maybe one of the other sights is you can't use it. But then on the second hand, it's like you got the Blue Eagle, which is the sharpest eye in the whole joint. You understand what I'm saying? But this is the visionary. This is the Aquarian energy. This is like holding on to a dream or an idea in your head kind of energy. And of course, it's that. Um, so it's one of the things where you can't quite see how it's going to happen. Kind of, you got to kind of feel your way. There's no map for this shit. It basically is what it's saying. There's no map for it. This is a different kind of eyesight. It's a whole different kind of eyesight. I'm gonna put one from each. I'm gonna do them in threes tonight. I'm gonna do them in threes tonight. Okay, look at this shit. The sun. So, and this is after a dark night kind of energy. This is not being able to see, then you see kind of energy. So again, you feel what I'm saying? Again, like it'll just show up. Basically, is what it's saying. Just show up. Let me see. I want to see what's on the dark and on the light with this. We're gonna keep this thing balanced. Ooh, I done shuffled two decks together. I can get this shit together. Hold on. They're about the same. That card is mixed up in there. That's funny. It's the first time I did that. But then again, it's the first time for everything, right? Let's see. I pulled it out in the reverse. So I'm gonna keep these. Anything that comes out with these clarifiers. Did I shuffle these motherfuckers? Mm. No, I didn't. Okay. Let me stop. I was about to say you pulled the same card. So that nine of swords, that's getting out of the head space and into the heart space. There is no strategy. You can't, the overthinking, you drive yourself nuts trying to figure some of this shit out. It's asking for more of that internal guidance system to kick in. I saw these white boys in this beautiful fucking just like candy apple red old school Mercedes joint. Oh my god. They look more nigga than niggas. And that's because the energy we shared at that moment when they passed where I was at, with my artwork. They were looking at my artwork, and I was looking at their car, and somehow we all managed to look at each other at the same time. We just gave each other that nod of appreciation. And what I said there, I said, "Damn, they ain't from around here." And what I mean by that is going deeper than the surface. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nothing looks like on the surface. I'm going by what I am seeing beyond that and what I'm getting from that, what I was feeling from that energetic exchange. We look different on the outside. We acknowledge that. But these three white boys was just the chillest motherfuckers, and it just, the vibe was there. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell that these people today was on some shit. Okay. Okay. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. Not out the woods yet. Not out the woods yet, of course, right? And I just use that as an example because it goes into that aurora feel. You know what I'm saying? It's when your other senses are kicked in to a heightened state. There's more behind her as well. You know what I'm saying? Moving forward, we'll figure that out. So yeah, this is coming out of that overthinking. You got a 6, you got a 7 and a 9. Okay. And then you got the sun. So yeah, the overthinking. Now, this is the interesting one, the 7. If I remember this one, this was more about seeing, what is that old saying? Do you see the tree or do you see the forest kind of shit? This is talking about the size or the scale. But this is also, one way or another, this could be a barrier or protection. Or this could be a defense mechanism kind of shit. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes we can scare ourselves right out of a manifestation. I've done it plenty of times. Okay, let me see this. I just want to see what the story's telling. Because, see, you got the 2 and the 3. I know I show. Okay, Pentacles and Cups. All right. This is, what is that one back there? Oh, yeah, you're going to, that's wild. This is kind of saying, like, seeing yourself in others to me right here. Seeing yourself in others. The sun illuminates things. So right now, it's like know thyself. This is some Sun Tzu shit too. If you know yourself, but you don't know your opponent, you'll win half the time, and vice versa. But if you know both of them, kind of thing. So this could have a lot to do with people around you as well. Using that discerning eye. It's kind of illuminating who's rocking with you, who's going to celebrate with you, and who's not. It feels like a bit of a cutoff, especially with this 7 of Wands here. This is like, who do I protect my energy? You know, keep my energy from, kind of thing. That guarded energy. Mm-hmm. It's a bit of discernment, but it feels like, you know, especially with the Scorpio moon, revealing shit, kind of energy, revealing things. Once we know ourselves and what we need and all that, then we can put like healthy boundaries in place, but still be a part of the world, so to speak. It's kind of like it's kind of like a balancing act too, as well. But that's what this time is doing, is illuminating those things. So you know what I'm getting right now? Did you used to watch Thundercats back in the day? Mirrors, yes. The reflections, yes. This is but not always. In reference to self, yes. Damn sure mirror, right? Damn sure a mirror. And running into more people like yourself, of course, because this feels like a support, but also on the other side of things, because we're talking about things we're letting go and the depth of certain things, relationships. This is also who you're putting those boundaries up. People you used to rock with, you know what I'm saying? Not to separate, but really just, you know what I'm saying? It's got to line up with the vision that you hold. That's why you get the blue eagle like that. The vision of in your heart's desire, it has to line up with all that. If it doesn't, force field goes up. You know what I'm saying? You know, and not so much in a protective way. It's just like a cloaking device. You just go about your way. You know what I mean? Just go about your business. You ain't got to pull the swords out, nothing like that. Your vibration alone. You know what I mean? You're gonna whatever. You know, but also not dimming your light here either. You get that? You don't dim your light around people. Don't get here and be all in and then get around here, and then it's like this is a bit of shining your light as well. But it's got to line up with that vision. Yep. Yeah. Who? Somebody else said they wanted. I don't lost. I don't lost my way. Let me see. Last I heard, we were thinking, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Brittany, you asked for the card. Okay, let's get one for the Aquarian, the alien. Hmm. You're welcome. You're welcome. This helps me get my muscle. You know what I'm saying? The more you use it, you know, it's one of those things. You remember the first time. You remember the first time. But the thing with the Thundercats, you remember when he used to pull the sword out? Again, that sword of truth that came out earlier, right? He used to be like sight beyond sight. Show me blase blah. You know what I mean? He would look through the sword and shit. I was like, you couldn't give me that much power. Oh my god. Well, I already got it. It's just like, you know what I mean? Get that out of there. Okay. Let me see. That was. I won't put that there. I won't put that there. Okay, and that came out already. So I put this here. Turn it the right way here, buddy. Mm. Are you one of those people, Brett? I'm starting to get the feeling that certain people, especially family, are starting to see that you weren't as crazy as they thought you were. That's first and foremost. That's first and foremost. That's kind of funny. I don't know why that just came, but that was funny. Yeah. You're open. You're wide open. You're wide open. You're open for a new beginning. You know, you're going to be an example. You're going to be one of those examples. Especially if your focus is mainly on what you're doing and your well-being and all that fly shit. You got the red earth, which is Taurus energy, and would be equivalent to Taurus energy, right? Oh yeah, Brick, cut it out. You know what I'm saying? We all had that aquarium in our family. Like, what the hell they over there? You know what I mean? Rubbing stones and shit. You know what I mean? Talking that old hoodoo. We don't cut chickens necks. We eat them. Yeah, whatever. This is solid. This is, and you do a lot of driving anyway. Navigation, knowing how to get around. The synchronicities. You arrive when you're supposed to be. It's not about the destination. It's about the goddamn journey. But it's the red earth is one of those archetypes that exists after the process has been completed. This is the actual real time experience. So this is like reading the book and then putting that shit. This is like applied science now. You know what I mean? And and grounding that energy. I felt it, Britt. I just started cracking up because I could feel like I could. I don't know if it was like you or just the whole situation. It's like, jeez, man, what y'all, you know what I mean? And then the little, I think a lot of us was going through that, to say the least. You know what I mean? But finding your way around, yeah, the navigation, really learning how to work that magic, and this is where the emperor comes in because we're talking about the authority. We're talking about taking action now on yo shit for real. And this is why the family came up because it feels like because you got 10 of cups here, just like wish fulfillment. So whatever that means for you. I mean, family came first because of the image first hit me like that, right? But it was like whether they like it or not, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, owning it pretty much. It's like whether and it's going to show up in of course in you and the work you put into yourself, but the things that you're able to create along the way is like, I'm the matriarch of this bitch. I'm gonna be the head. This is like the what's that show, The Coven or some shit like that. When the head witch died or something, they had to go through the seven whatever some shit like that. They had to go through these seven trials, and only one chick could go through everything because she was that chick. You know what I mean? That's kind of what this is like right here. But definitely in your authority, grounded. Calling your shots. Now he's a bit of a control freak sometimes, but that's mostly in the reverse. You know what I'm saying? That's like that. A little aggressive, I mean, damn, he got an AK on him. What can you say? What can you say? But when I get this for the sisters or the females, this is more about the actions. Boss moves, making big moves. You know what I'm saying? The Nun Warrior show. I don't know. I know it was a bunch of white chicks, and they had one sister in there. She was a little chunky, with the shoulder length hair or something like that. And they were all in this house, and somebody had died. Um, Somebody's mother or something like that. But the girl, she went right through everything. Like they were burning her on the stake and all kinds of crazy shit. But and she had to see visions and then report the vision and see if she passed the test. It was like an initiation. You know what I mean? It's initiation. So you got 10 of cups. Let me share. Let me get you two more. Anybody else? Cause I don't want to miss nobody. Yeah, cause you got new beginnings here. This is the beginning of a new era, kind of thing. And you ain't taking no prisoners. Oh, well, wish the motherfucker that crossed paths with you, because this wasn't an easy ascension to the throne. You got stories. You got discernment. You learn how to tuck that heart right in your back pocket, kind of thing. And that's why it shows up kind of masculine energy, but it's take charge energy. Fuck all the bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's through the actions. This is about legacy, the legacy that you leave behind. Cause you're one of the people who I don't know. I get that same feeling. Just on an artistic tip, like so much of what we do and what we've lived and what we've learned is in our craft, and it's becoming a vast body of work now. You know what I'm saying? It's like it went from some paid shit to some emperor shit. It might not even have even. thought of it going in that direction as an occupation or some sort of financial endeavor or new beginning, but it's turning out like all that experiences can really pay off now in a very creative way. This also gives me a little bit of okay, let me see. It's gonna pop out something like that. No, that's not the one. I just want to see. No, that's definitely not it. I just feel that alchemy energy, that magician. Yeah, three of swords in reverse. All right, all right. That's all what I want to see. The cutoff switch, the cutoff game is dope too. Get that back there. There's another question I gotta ask. It's nothing you answer right now, but oh yeah, hold on. Because yeah, there's a, and this is also like for you as well. This is part of your healing too, getting all that shit out. Anyway, but when I see the 10 instead of the 9, I think of more family or partnerships or starting a family of your own, family owned business kind of thing or something along that line. You know what I'm saying? There's also a lot of royalty here. We're still in the Scorpio energy. My God, Brett. This is also trimming the fat off of anything that you've been working through right about now. So it just feels a little bit more like discipline, but um, that sword, you know what I mean? Anybody can get it right now. Sharp with your words. And that's the other thing, because this is an aspect of the Empress, and maybe this is part of because whenever I see the Emperor or the Empress by themselves, I automatically feel the other side. You understand what I'm saying? So okay, that's what it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What is this? What does it's the definition of things, and a big part of your story has been, I'm sure, with a lot of us, not just but family. That's kind of the question. What is that for you? What does that mean to you now? And it goes back to the Aurora and the Blue Eagle moving forward, how I would like it to look and what it looks like now, and what does it feel like? What does it feel like? What is that foundation? What does that soil feel like? That whole thing, if I'm running a household kind of thing, how would I run it? Kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? Taking no prisoners, playing no games, kind of shit. Yeah. So that's more of like, what are you willing to do? What is it going to take to get there? Kind of energy. Well, you got that Aquarian energy, so you already got a leg up with tucking that heart in the back pocket and the f your feelings kind of thing. It's about the eyes on the prize. But even more so, like, because we're talking about legacy, what do you, as one of those creative writing things, if this was a class, I'd be like, okay, creative writing. How many of y'all got kids? And you raise your hand. Yeah, I ain't got no kids. I'll be like, all right, well, write a story. What would you say to your kid if you had a kid? Now go on and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of energy. Even with your writing, you know what I'm saying? Using your art and your craft to bring that into manifestation, really, is what this kind of, because this is the action. You know what I'm saying? This is speech and this is the action. You know what I'm saying? And getting to the chase because, you know, as opposed to somebody, oh, I think I want to, you just get to the chase like this, and this. And that's it. You know what I mean? It's just getting to it. That's what Scorpio really is here for you tonight. This current energy. And we just got out the red serpent. We're getting ready to go into Kimi, which is the world bridger. So again, bridging the worlds. We're not looking at death as the old traditional way. How do I bring what's in the spiritual into the physical kind of thing? You know what I'm saying? So this is the kind of energy, and getting to the heart of it, like really deep into the heart, the desires. What do you desire? You know what I mean? I mean that's a whole lot of stuff. So you think about those kind of conversations. Where are we gonna live? Well, how much is it? What do we need to build? You know, like there's a whole script that you could really build on creatively, and then play it in your sleep. You know what I mean? Subconscious. We're still talking about the subconscious mind with Scorpio. So it's like, what is the story we're telling ourselves right about now? Oh yeah, the mother energy is big. Like me and mom had a really cleansing conversation recently, and it's easy to be ignorant and stay that way, and resentful and stay that way, but to come to an understanding of why things are, and it just it's not to say you forget the shit that happened. No, hell no. And that's Queen of Swords energy all day, but at the same time, it's one of those things where I know if I can change, well, I gotta leave space for other people. You know what I mean? At their own time, at their own pace, but I'm gonna let it go until that magical, mystical motherfucking day. You feel me? I think about what I would have been in her position. So I look at her too in a vicarious kind of way, even though I came through her. You know what I mean? 19 years old. You ain't married. You come from a family that's really Christian where you're supposed to get married. You know what I'm saying? Five sisters and a brother. Like the dynamics were different. It's kind of like putting a shoe on the other foot before you start pointing fingers. You know what I mean? You're supposed to do this and do that. Well, I'm sorry that they only paid me $9 an hour. That's what they was doing to Negroes or something. You know what I mean? Like the circumstances, everything. So it's really coming to that understanding. But whatever got in the way of them, uh, I don't know, you know, showing up the best way that they could. There's a whole lot of outside factors that factor into that too. You know, their upbringing, this crazy ass system we're in. Like, there's, you know what I mean? And you'll beat yourself up to death thinking about this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to just kind of let it go and have the terms be on the table. This is how it is moving forward. All right. Yeah. And shit, you heal, they heal. Fuck it. We good. Yeah, I get the bragging rights at the damn table. You feel me? You know what I mean? But we can still laugh and joke about all the stupid shit I did to get there. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. You did what? That happened to you? And just laugh. You gotta let it all go, right? Welcome. Was there anybody else? We got three in here. I think we got everybody. I like that statement, Nicole. We are of our time. You know what I'm saying? We are of our time. I wouldn't want my creation to go off of my script and have to run into the same bullshit I had to run into. So let's rewrite the story. You know what I'm saying? Set the tone for that shit. You know what I mean? But that's the energy of this Scorpion moon. I just knew it was gonna be a good time. I couldn't pinpoint how or why, or I'm not even sure the whole picture is quite here yet, but I know when I go into my local Walmart and I go down that toy aisle, and I know I've been there recently and I didn't see him. I saw everybody else that was still there, but he was kind of off in the cut, and I usually don't miss that kind of shit. But yeah, there was a scorpion sitting right there. I said, this moon gonna be something else. It's gonna be the rise of the beast kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? Just so I guess there ain't nobody else. Okay, cool. Thought we had a couple more new faces up in the building who might have wanted a card. But yeah, we're currently transforming into something different. You know what I'm saying? There we go. I think this ain't good. Turn this around. And that's the beauty of it. I don't think this system would work for anybody else because of the heart. You know what I mean? I grew up on this shit. So my connection is different. Once we find those connecting pieces for ourselves, that's when the magic really kick in. You know what I'm saying? And it could be the simplest thing in the world, but our intentions and our pure of heart, like that statement said, shit, I lost it again. It gives everything you touch power. The love you have within gives something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, buddy, that scorpion's tail. Yeah, he look alright. He look alright. He look alright. I love the colors though. My God. So that's what I got for this pink moon kind of energy. And if you've been rocking with me for a minute, I appreciate you. If you just came here, I appreciate you. Know that collective reads tend to kind of overlap. So even if somebody else is reading can play a part in your own, you know what I'm saying? Even if you didn't get a card or weren't able to get onto the live, whatever. There's something in there for everybody, still collective. So there may be overlapping themes. Just be mindful of that. And there might be answers in other people's cards for you. You feel what I'm saying? Really, and that's the last thing I had to download, and I've been asking today whether it was just for me or not, whether I should even say it. But I'm gonna say it anyway. It's about energy, right? The first thing I thought of was altars. We go to altars and we ask for things. We give exchanges for certain whatever, with certain energies. Call them what you want, right? Well, then it hit me like we are actually the living altars of our ancestors. We are the living, breathing, walking, farting, laughing, crying altars of our ancestors. Everybody is, right? There's a science that I learned in the Destiny cards, which is you have to respect a person's energy, i.e., if they were born a Queen of Cups, for example. Because how you treat that energy is how that energy shows up in your life. You understand? So if there's a Queen of Cups, mind their motherfucking business, doing their thing, and you go fuck with them, well, it just goes to say that you'll get the negative repercussions of that energy that you just, you know, defiled the waters with kind of energy. So it's one of those things where gratitude really goes a long way, and recognizing not so much who, but what is standing in front of you energetically. And what you give to that as an offering. You understand what I'm saying? Even a hello is an offering. I ain't talking about fruit and tea and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? But just be mindful of that. So knowing your energy, you know how you show up in the world as a renewable source of energy, able to supply this kind of energetic exchange. You understand what I'm saying? I deal in change. I got fives all over the fucking place. You know what I'm saying? Like if you need 250s, you got 100, you would come to me. You know what I mean? I break change. You know what I'm saying? Um, and most of the people in my life, I meet them either on the tail end or on the beginning of a certain journey or something like that, or coming to a certain understanding. But there's a respect to the energy. So um, that's why I say for a collective of people, we need to start looking towards each other as the altars that we are and give reverence to that and have that energy show up. So it's really good to know yourself and all the people around you. You know what I'm saying? Even the fucked up ones, because they might have a quality up in there. You know what I mean? You don't gotta rock with the whole thing. And the example of that is Kali. You know, most people they be like, yeah, Kali, she that bitch. But did you know her devotees are called the Thuggies, and part of their worship of Kali is to steal shit from motherfuckers? Yes, sir. You understand? So you really got to be in that Queen of Swords kind of energy to discern to make sure you can deal with both sides of that coin before you start fucking with shit. Scorpio, go a little bit deeper. You know what I'm saying? See what's really under the hood. And know what's under your hood. You know what you're made of. And if you're not sure, you're gonna find out. But God ain't never gonna give you more than you can handle, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate y'all. This was a good this was time well spent. For me personally, I appreciate all y'all for showing up and adding to the value of the live. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for that exchange. And we'll be doing more of these over here. Like I said, the transition is real. You know what I mean? Especially just go with it. Because now IG starting to look like Facebook to me. You feel me? Same way Facebook started looking like Black Planet. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's stay ahead of the curve here. Yes, yes, yes. Tar season, absolutely. In the building. Team Tar, stand up. Cinco de Mayo coming up. You know what I mean? Celebrations all around. But definitely patience and grounding. So enjoy y'all pink moon out here. You know what I'm saying? Getting your Scorpio in your Scorpio mode. Yeah, you remember that shit? Fucking Black Planet, all kinds of. Yo, it's I'll never because Scorpio deals with other people's money, and if it's got a funky alignment like mine did at that time, it had to be because catfishing back then was just so under. It wasn't as screw, you know what I mean? But it was out there, all these pictures and shit, you know what I mean? And these motherfuckers would be like 80 years old, like all that shit was going on, real bad. And I met this model chick from Africa. I should have knew it. This is when this shit was first fresh. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knew nothing about none of that shit. This motherfucker sent me like $1,000 in like counterfeit cashier's checks or some shit. Told me to go to the bank, get them cashed in, see that you know what I mean. She split the money kind of shit. Sent that shit on UPS and some fucked up ass address out in California. You know what I mean? But I remember those days as like the first time I experienced that kind of cyber shit. You know, um the scams and everything. It's just real funny, you know what I'm saying? And even that how that's evolved. You feel me? How on both ends things have evolved. Like shit. Don't open that spam. Click fuck around, click a button. You know what I'm saying? You be in the middle of work and all this porn pop up and shit. That's your ass. You feel me? It's like It's a whole nother world. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's always somebody working on the next best thing. You feel me? I don't care how foolish it is. It's gonna be the best foolish you've ever seen. You know what I mean? Or genius at the same time. Yeah, the freezing desktop, chat rooms and shit. Motherfucker be prejudiced as all hell up in there. I walked up in the one room. It's like, yo, get it out of here. I'm a cast. I said, get it. Who the fuck you think? You know what I mean? It was wide open. We didn't have the sensors. We didn't have the. We had to worry about figuring out what bathroom to go in. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of shit. And so it's like, now, what really works? What really rocks? What's the next social platform look like? I don't even think it's going to be in computers like that. And I was telling somebody the other day, why I still use cars, because it's precursor to telepathy. That's how we used to talk. Oh, that's another one. Even if you don't watch the whole movie and everything, but if you've never seen it, watch the movie Hellboy. That shit came in like last night, real strong. Hellboy. But more importantly, the character Abe, the dude, the fish dude. You know what I'm saying? Abe Sapien, right? Because he was good with telepathy. He would touch somebody with his hands, or he could hold it up to air and just feel shit going on. You know what I mean? He could feel a heartbeat, tell you what it is. But the thing that was profound about him was the eggs. He only ate eggs, and eggs are a symbol of new beginnings. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of them points of how shit be right in our face. Yeah, yeah. Abe was funny, yo. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it. Yeah, and the girl, all those paranormal things. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they do got a bunker. Some of these kidnapped children, like they did in X-Men and all that other shit. Shit, they know what time it is. Yeah, a little bit of nostalgia for you. You know, ride this anything underworldly. Even, oh my god, I think I want to watch that tonight. That was one of my favorite series, the Underworld series with Kate Beckinsale. Like that vampire shit right there. That was some hard body shit right there. And I met dude that played Race. He was the big black guy. He actually was one of the ones who wrote that shit. I met him in DC. Where were we at? We was at some Comic Con, but Eric knew him. Eric was my homie at the time as far as partnerships and everything, working together on all his shit. But that motherfucker is as big as he looks. Sounds just like that. And this nigga shook my hand, and I thought I wasn't gonna be able to draw again. That's how his grip was. But small world, you know what I'm saying? Average, everyday people. You know what I mean? Down to earth people doing amazing things. So that's all I wish for everybody who watched the channel. Humble people, a different kind of humility. Not no groveling shit, but on some royal shit. All right, y'all. I talked enough. I'm out of here, y'all. Have a good night. Peace.